The people bringing safety to your door. Stop it.
Very hard to go see to the mainland store.
So the man wanted for you to go steal from the web post store.
Yeah. He said, I'm a join to go see to the web mainland store to get money into the store that will go take it from there. I said, my man, how many bad for the same lecture?
And how can the police catch you now?
The police go. Before the man call me back. Now on the 18th, they more.
The same man now.
Yeah, the same man.
The same man who want for you to go steal.
Yeah, he called me on the 18th.
Yeah.
Now in the night, around 8:30, the man called me. He said, "Oh, my man, now the lecture been and call you by again."
So that time you go to where?
I go to where?
You leave for your working place, you come to the man.
Yeah, I'm from my working area to Clarence to now go to the man.
To go steal now.
No, I'm not go steal. I go to yeah.
I see the man say the man.
How you question me? The thing you want for me to explain for you to understand, then still questioning me, doubling the question. How many talk clear now?
Okay, let's go now. I beg you, sorry.
I say,
when they call you in the night now.
When the man call me in the night, he asked me, say, how many of you are working to the area? I say, we are 3.
He told the man, say, you're 3.
Yeah. So he said, I want to give you tea. To carry to
the man say, what can you what?
Tea. Hot milk tea.
Oh, milk tea.
Yeah.
For you to drink.
With bread.
The bread.
3 pieces of real bread.
With egg inside.
With egg inside, my butter. So when I carry it to the man, say carry to the man. When you give it to the man, then you must come back to the car.
So the food man give you now, you carry now, so you can go convince your friend now.
Yeah. When I give it to the man, the man say, thank you. I say, okay. The man say, oh, where you going now? I say, oh, I'm going right. So one of my friends called me.
And the same man you going to now?
Yeah, the same man.
And the man tell you say he want for you to go steal.
No, yeah. So when I go to the man, he say, clean the car. Then there are 2 now.
In the Jeep.
In a Jeep. Then there are 2.
A big Jeep.
Yeah. Black BG. Photo Jeep. Yeah. So when I clean the car now,
air condition all inside.
No, Papi, you can't wait for me to spin now. I'll leave the whole town now. You can judge people.
I just asking you question, sorry.
You can judge people like you can here.
No, I'm a journalist. I beg you, sorry.
The way you double in the question, can I say when I move from here, I'll free. And said they call me to the office at OSP.
The tea is free to me, they come to the friend, say you get a tea to the man. After you get a tea to the man and you come back. So what next?
And for me, about nothing.
When they welcome me, they say they want freedom fighter. When they welcome me, they say they want liberation. But when they give you
I will not ask you the question again.
when they give you what kind of people
They say I'm making it.
what kind of people
Say, Ali, you take that.
freedom fighter you take in our freedom fighter you build in our freedom fighter you destroy our country. Ayo, 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 ayo. Ayo, yo, ayo, ayo, ayo. Ayo, ayo, ayo. When they welcome me, they say they were liberators. When they welcome me, they say they were liberators. But when they give their ground, they teach their mind. When they give their ground, they teach their mind. What kind of people they so?
They are freedom fighters.
What kind of people they so?
They are freedom fighters.
You freedom fighter, you raping our women.
They are freedom fighters.
You freedom fighter, you killing our children.
They are freedom fighters.
Freedom fighter, you destroy our country.
They are freedom fighters.
Ayo. ayo yo ayo 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 yo ayo 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 music aha Wani makianya warawa monyoju kweyo ya wana wa kunanyira wasia wa pebia wana wa kunangwa wasia wa pebia kena be monya be nya
I'm a freedom fighter.
oh wa monya oh
I'm a freedom fighter.
mo freedom fighter ke ni no bi okwasa
I'm a freedom fighter.
mo freedom fighter ke ni no du bi ogbagba
I'm a freedom fighter.
mo freedom fighter ke ni no bi bu oni
I'm a freedom fighter.
ayo 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 yo ayo 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 yo ayo 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 wani madianye warawa monyo wani madianye wa ayo 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 ayo
For the next 13 days,
ayo ayo
I will feel your crying. Feel crying all over the place. What I will continue to do, I've already succeeded in completely demoralizing your beings. Your left right, all over the place. I haven't even started. I'm just warming up. How dare you, foolish, desperate people, talk about rescue from
wani madianye warawa
so your brother
monyo
couldn't rescue himself.
wani madianye
So he
warawa
busted
monyo wana wa kunanyira
Where were you
wasia wa pebia
raising money left and
wana wa
right to feed him
kunangwa wasia
and
wa
flying
pebia
from hospital to
kena be
hospital?
monya be nya
Where were you
I'm a
all
freedom fighter.
sitting there talking
oh
nonsense?
wa monya o
Talking about nothing, ain't got no integrity.
freedom fighter
I
be
didn't have
ni no
integrity.
no wasa freedom fighter be ni no do the
Under
ogbagba
the great people. Have you heard
Of
Joseph
freedom
Biden
fighter,
deny
they need
that
your
our
people.
raising money left and right to feed him? Have you heard him say that? He never denied it because he knows it. Somebody put that on the
Wani madianye warawa monyo wani madianye warawa monyo wana wa wasia wa pebia wana wa kena be monya be nya
I'm a freedom fighter.
wa monya freedom fighter ke ni no no bi opasa freedom fighter ke ni no do bi opasa freedom fighter ke ni no bi one more freedom fighter, they don't say to. Then I want my
Pam, 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 pam. Oh, yes, indeed. What a good day. What a wonderful opportunity it feels
When they were coming, they said they were freedom fighters.
to be here once more behind these microphones to engage in the issues that matter to Liberia's growth and development. Good morning, good morning, good morning, Liberia.
What kind of
Just wherever you are this morning, in a pleasant way, we'd like to welcome all of you
people?
to yet another exciting conversation about the issues that matter most to Liberia's growth and development. And this is exactly where we discuss those issues without fear nor favor. We speak truth to power. Yes, sometimes these are very difficult moments, but we must insist on saying the uncomfortable truth to our leaders for the benefit of all of us. Good morning, Liberia. Good morning to our friends and followers. And to those of you in the diaspora, it's always a good thing to have you join us. Today is Wednesday, and it is the 20th of May. Oh yeah, gradually winding down. And we'll be entering mid 2026 in a couple of weeks. So you got to review your 2026 resolution. Make sure that you are making progress. I know it's very difficult, it's very challenging, but as a human being, it is important to live a purposeful life. And so you challenge yourself. You may not achieve all that you've desired, but always keep in touch with your own personal life resolutions. Oh yeah. So June is right near the corner. There are too many things to talk about when I walk down the streets of Monrovia. There are moments, there are complaints, there are grumbling, frowns on the faces of Liberians. People are whispering, they're having pocket-sized discussions. Everybody have got something to say. Even when you hoop on the commercial taxi, the conversations are tense, the debates are fierce. The anger is written on the faces of Liberians everywhere. Everybody, one way or the other, have got something on their minds, on their chest. Oh yeah. We may not know it all, and of course, that's why this is the platform for you, the people. The drivers are complaining. The street hawkers are crying. The bar owners are complaining. The motorcyclists, the keke riders, the business people, the market women. Everywhere there is tension, everywhere there is confusion. The students, the debates among the students have intensified. And what is going on in Liberia today? This morning, we are going to dedicate 30 to 40 minutes of our time. Allow you speak to your government. Allow you speak to the president on just whatever the issue that's bothering you, whether it's the pronouncement for increment in the fees for students at the University of Liberia and other public universities and colleges across the country, the transportation fare, the cost of living, rent, school fees. The rate, the prices of basic commodity, or you're basically concerned about the foreign dominance in businesses reserved for Liberia, the challenge for a middle income support for SMEs.
Freedom fighter, you destroy our country.
Oh yeah, this is your turn on the big station, the People's Radio. Talk to us, whether it's the politics, just whatever. Your community, the rings are up. Flooding, land issue. A perfect opportunity to speak to the president. You know, we have this "What's Your View" segment that comes up on the show. And this morning we are playing the May edition of the "What's Your View." So we're going to take your calls. You begin politely by greeting the president. Good morning, Mr. President. My attention. I'm calling this morning to bring your attention to this situation in our community. And this is X, Y, and Z. Mr. President, I'll need your intervention. Mr. President, we are business people. The reason you see us on the streets selling, Mr. President, is because this is what life has chosen for us. Oh yeah. Don't overlook these things. They can be very powerful. So after that, we come to the politics of the day right here. Politics and law. Today is a very busy day at the courts. Timber Justice, or the Justice in Timber, is expected to rule today in matters brought before it about District Number 10 Representative Yeke Koluba, because it's certainly not safe yet to say former representative, because the House is yet to declare vacancy. And there are a lot of predictions and assumptions that have been made. And also, the government of Liberia and the Unity Party has refused to accept the judgment by the juror in the $6.2 million economic sabotage case involving former Finance Minister Samuel Tuer and others. So this morning, as many have whispered, the Unity Party government have succeeded in getting 3 jurors to sign an affidavit lodging the complaint about juror tampering. And so the court, Judge Usman Feka, has granted and cited a hearing or some sort of court hearing into the matter, and that is expected this morning at 10 o'clock. We want to look at these plus the general picture of what many believe today in Liberia as the weaponization of the Liberian judiciary. It is a very troublesome conversation, but of course we are going to talk about it. Looking at the Asson case, many people believe that the government of Liberia is very much selective in what they try to do for the most part. If the government knows pretty well that it has no chance to win a particular case, it will just send it there to the court, and then the court will be under instruction to just delay it, keep it there, and they wouldn't go for trial, and they will be doing hangy-pangy. But the one that is of interest to the president and the government, the expedite those ones. the shipping sides of the conversation for you, plus other issues making news this morning. There is a development around the U.S.-Iranian standoff in the Gulf as both capital goes back to back on the terms and conditions of a long-lasting truce, a long-lasting peace among the nations, or the restoration of peace in the Gulf region. The latest I witnessed this morning to William that the Iranian parliaments are debating among themselves the passage of a bounty worth over 60 million United States dollars, and it will shock you to know why they are offering such a huge bounty. And this, the Iranian parliament, when they pass on this one, it will go to serve as reward for whosoever that successfully assassinate the United States president. You know, it's a big thing. Okay. And of course, the Israeli prime minister. This international pundits believe is going to fuel renewed tension in the conflict. Even though both sides of the conversation continue to indicate desire for negotiation, but at the same time they are also sending out very strong statements for in the event where there is a return. So that is that. My name is Abu. It's always a good thing to be here to talk to you, our people, about all that matter. Share the show, drop your comments, your reactions on each and any of these. But obviously, we'll open the phone lines at exactly 8 o'clock to begin taking your call on the What's Your View segment before we can move into our political conversation. The bars of our theme song, and once we come back, we'll go straight into these plus more.
It's about musical. There are crimes in many places, in every community, you know. You can see. So if you see crime, report it. Don't take law in your hand for the authority. That it can't take care of it. Crime Stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see a human target, I mean you check. You wait for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. You must call to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Cyan.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, On the second to interior, crime stop. They keeping us safe, let's stopping crime for Allah.
Okay, Crime Stopper Liberia is the official partner and sponsor. This is an interesting, we are going through very interesting moments, folks. And as interesting as it is actually equally very worrying. We're going through very troubling times in our country where the violation of our laws are being normalized, where uh, constitutional privileges are being flouted and abused daily, and where the president feels unable, right, to bastardize the constitution at will, no matter the expert council or the legal opinions that will be shared by great men and women across the country. The president pays absolutely zero attention to these. It's worrying, right? It is a kind of a degeneration of our society. The society has gone down, right? But again, for some reason, everybody looks okay with it. Maybe to a larger extent in the express physical attitude that we see. But I know internally, a lot of us are not fine with it. But apparently, the ruling class has succeeded in macro managing the society, and like a situation where you have something, like you have the boss of this fellow, then he's subdued under your instruction, because the moment he tries to do otherwise, you just press your hand, and then there's a problem. Right? So that is it. But we are not going to stop talking. We are obviously not going to stop talking. I mean, like I told you in the intro, everywhere you pass, there's some level of murmuring, there's some level of disgruntlement, there's some level of displeasure, right? And these things are happening. And sadly, people are losing their conscience. People you look up to, people you consider respectable, when you see and listen to their opinions on national issue, you see the absence of integrity, you see the absence of objectivity, and everybody's falling prey to this uncouth politicization of our society, and that is sad. We're not going to stop talking about it. It is just the young people out there that are braving the storm. Look at these brothers from the University of Liberia campus. You think what they're expressing, the most powerful in the society cannot? The business people are being threatened. Politicians are being witch hunted. Even uh, elected officials are being chastised, harassed, intimidated, bullied, denied their benefits because they're not singing praises to the regime. Don't you see that? Listen to the embarrassment that happened yesterday, that I'm hearing happen with Representative Luther Collins and Sam from Bomi. Look at that. So don't these people have the right to speak their opinions on issues? And when they do, you have a regime speaker who will set up a kangaroo investigation, right? And they suspend the people for 6 months without pay. Can you imagine what is happening? Right? And these are politicians seeking re-elections. Their district, their constituents will not understand the sacrifices they are making. So the president, particularly, and I always like to be particular about the president. The president has politicized every sector of our society. There is no independence anymore. Judges are threatening their arms twisted to do the wrong thing. They know issues the judges will take on. Some of them have got absolutely no precedent, no law to back. but they just throw it out because the politicians, the Unity Party folks want it that way. It's terrible. And you think we are going to be afraid to talk about it? We're not going to step outside of the perimeters of our ethical bounds. We're not going to do that. But obviously, we're going to speak truth to power. That even if you choose to come after us, the world knows that you're abusing your power, and that's what you're doing it because you don't want the truth to be said. So we offer no apology, and even our friends know of that. We're unbending, and nothing is going to change our stance on injustices, inequality, right? Abuse of power, corruption. Nothing is going to change our thoughts about that. Absolutely not even the relationship, not even whatever you think about. Because what's going on in the country today is absolute nonsense. Diversion after diversion, diverting the public attention. Why the people are suffering? Why people are crying? They're dying every day. Bodies are littered on the streets, fields everywhere, stink, dirty, ridiculous, everywhere. Breakdown, nonsense. Look, MCC. There's a big headable planned protest action by the MCSS volunteer teachers. Do you know how many times they have called attention and they've been lied to by Gaffon and his likes? And these people are planning to shut down the whole place. Y'all be joking with it and be wasting our time, diverting, and doing all kinds of things. But yeah, since this is how y'all want to run the country, we'll talk about it that way. But let me hold this, right? It's 3 minutes after 8. Thanks for joining us. Please share the show. Drop your comments. This is our country. Let's speak. That's all we can do. Every time I come here, I encourage you talk, contribute, be a part. That is a contribution to nation building. Let's do it. Oh yeah, they will bring you, they will call you names, they will do all kinds of things. And some of your hypocritical friends, right, will be going behind your back. They'll be backstabbing and talking nonsense. But you have to remain firm and consistent and let the world know you for who you are. To the extent where these backstabber and the narratives they carry out will prove inconsequential because your consistency with what you do for your country will be so loud that their conspiracy cannot undercut or do anything. So 0776 104 104 086 500 104. We are turning the microphone to you, whether you're in the market, you're on a taxi cab, you're on the farm, or you're on the university campus, or just wherever you are. What is it you want to speak to the president about? What's your view? Let's talk. Let's talk our country. And then let's talk about what is happening to us. We are living in a community. What is it? Let the world hear you out. Rape, domestic abuse, right? Commercial sex. Look at our girls' children. It has become normalized. Our girls' children, as young as 13, 12, 14, right? They're in the street doing commercial sex. The government is not focusing on these. The government is every day diverting our attention to nonsense. What kind of leader is this? What kind of president is this? Who lied to the country that this man was a man of experience that could rescue this country? But anyway, today's your turn. I'm gonna just sit down here and listen to you. 0776 104 104 086 500 104 plus 231 86 500 104. We do this. Let's see if we can take 50 to 60 calls right here on this segment. Speak now or forever hold your peace. Good morning.
Good morning, Abu. And good morning to the family.
Morning, sir. Go ahead.
My name is Otis Barkley. I do join you from 20 district number 11.
Mm-hmm.
No, let me say good morning to Excellency Joseph Human Boykai, the Deacon I want to say good morning, sir. My issue has been joined to the cancellation of the fee tuition policy to the University of Liberia and all government institutions. You know, the government with the platform of rescuing the Liberian people, but they are few all over. They are using every little change to raise money. So let me say this to the president. Please, Mr. President, please get this. Canceling the free tuition policy at UL is a risk for your government. And you saw the previous statement that they so put out the contract. You are wasteful people, canceling everything that is beneficial to the poor people of the nation. So we came to rescue. You came to rescue you, the United Party people, and you, your family. No, it doesn't why the people put you there for. It doesn't why you are elected. You are elected to rescue the Liberian people because there was a platform you lied to the people with. You and your surrogate. Your propagate lies and wrong here. You see, you can go rescue. So please, Mr. President, we are urging you to go back in your process and think. Don't mind the people that are around you because they are seeking their self-interest. And you came to rescue the Liberian people. You say 10,000 for the University of Liberia.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. Good morning.
Good morning, Abu.
Good morning. What's your view?
Thank you. My name is University and this morning I'm coming from Chicago Factory. Well, Abu, where is some of my money to follow this because on the Supreme Court that I'm going to make a first case. You know, in my mind, that I'm criminal. What did I do? They came after for almost 6 to 5 months. They were there. They saw all of those things. They're calling to them. But they did not complain. Even the last day, when they came to a person,
but that one a political matter. You won't leave that one with me to discuss, and you talk something that directly affecting you, your livelihood, your family, that you want the president to do something about.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, it's just a 2 years war. That's that people can turn on bravery. And why is happening that? Like, it happens with war. So they were affected today, and anything stuck up. Because when it's money for that, somebody. And the West Side is nothing like it.
All right. Thank you very kindly. Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah.
Good morning. Go ahead. You're live on the radio. What is your name?
I'm Imana Bonga for Jason about 3 months of the country.
Go ahead.
Yeah, my advice to the president is say he has considered in weapon as a one of money the legislator. Politicizing the legislator begin. Please, he will not extend it to the judicial branch of government. The first time in the history never to see a judge to be a complainant in a case that have been ruled out, that have been concluded in a court. When the judge go and says they were right, from that the judicial branch of government tried to call that case back. So we begin the president eventually the judicial I think he has considered in the legislator, they just deal with them, he forgot about the judicial branch of government.
Okay. Thank you very much. Good morning.
Thank you very much. Good morning, Abu.
Morning.
Thank you very much. Abu, I'm Spencer Mohammed in a couple down Coast Spoon Hill, Winter community. Never have concerned Liberia for Abu, thank you very much. Abu, this is what's on my mind. Mr. President, this is what's on my mind. Mr. President, you promised us to rescue. You promised us that when you come, we will work. You promised us that when you come, job will wait. But Mr. President, what we are doing under you, you are then turning into a creepy dictatorship. What made me to say that? People have been sanctioned for expressing themselves. Yaya Koruba has been forced to the prison. And the newest prison is your minister at large. Just pressing his mind. He's been wanted today. Mr. President, you are turning to a creepy dictator, and this is not good for our country. You destroy the legislature. The only hope we have in our country today is the justice system. Please do not throw our justice system. That is a big hope for us, and it is my first time to see a juror being serving as a
Okay, thank you very much. Good morning. Speak now or forever hold your peace. Let's know what's burning you this morning that you want to speak to the president about. Good morning. Your name, where are you calling from?
Good morning. My
Morning.
name is Ibrahim Adonji from Pakistan. And I say, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to go. We have been talking too many different ways for the president just come to our stuff. So let me tell you, the Kingston will talk to him. Maybe he was here. But say, what going on? What going on? I didn't go to you can see. You just falling in. What happened? You can't tell what's going to be again. Only people beat you what's going there. And the whole country, you really rule on. You really want to score. All the rule on. All the sports. It's not hearing. What's going on, Mr. President? We don't say no group. People running out of there. No customer TV free. We still be in that worker. What's going on? Thank you. That's what they think of the people. You mean the law and the law and you feel it there. You get
Okay, thank you very much. The man is speaking in a kissy accent with manner. But this one is coming from Simeon Freeman, and I think I want to read it also. It says, under Unity Party, perception outweighs the law. Under Unity Party today, the perception of Mo Ali, Amos Tuwe, Cornelio Kra, Luther Tape is more powerful than the law, than the Constitution. After months of labeling and negative public passion of Mr. Samuel Tuwe, the government assembled its evidence and proceeded to quote, unable to convince the jury on the merits of their case, the Unity Party naysayers still maintain that a legally innocent man is guilty, not through the law, but on the weight of their perception. The real guilty, Bwaka and Kun. 1. Build an unbudgeted US 10 million home in less than 3 years. You see the real guilty people, right? 2. Cause a major rift with Guinea from illegal mining activities. 3. Awarded major public contracts to his children. 4. Wastefully spent on foreign travel. 5. Fully fund education and health and has money under public institutions to be stolen when the budget passes. Their strategy is blame the blameless, while the looters loot and Liberians suffer under the weight of false starts and missteps. Good morning. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, you got me.
I'm okay. Let's hear you.
Yeah, this is running 1 million US and for the whole of the wrong person we have.
Go ahead, Vanny. What is bothering you this morning?
The one that bothering me is that they are youth business.
Mm-hmm.
You see, Abu, let me tell you this morning. This country that we in is a country that we cannot understand. Years ago, we never understand what happened. Because everything today you see in this country, they just had a scandal. Nothing is implemented in this country because the kind of leader that we get. Now I always say they get rich men, they get rich men, then they get the other rich men that we see they shine it, but they dust it up. What I mean about this, the person that you always see the rich they get money, but you always see them dust it, it means they're not rich enough for them. They only force it to get out riches. But they get rich men when you see that. Everybody say, oh yeah, how you see how the person shining. And the property there, they will match them. But when you see somebody like that, they're rich. But you see that also, no, you see that dusted, meaning that enough for them. Meaning that the government, the president is enough for them. Because all the leaders say that he has implemented everything has damaged in this country. Without that, the country will collapse. Any government that can't empower, leadership that can't empower, it will be hard for them to restore the country back. Because how the children students will be going to school. They don't more of the students and they don't get money to pay their tuition. government say, okay, I will help. Then you can't say you will destroy it. Meaning that you're not destroying the country.
But the president said the policy not good for the students. That's what the UP government said.
How will you say that when you get on the rescue of when you get on the matter of rescue, you said that you care to rescue the country.
They say you won't get educated, you got to pay for your education.
I think this government was supposed to implement more what his predecessor did, because he said that he came to rescue somebody trying to eat the water. He said he came to help them, but instead of you helping them taking from in the water, you are jumping them back in the water for them to die. So the country we are dying now.
So what do you think when the president moved the free tuition? You think the Liberian poor will be happy about it? Will get his second term because they say they are going for 12 years.
Absolutely, it will not happen because now around some of that time yesterday, the people running there, the motor circulating in the community. He said that the people should move from in the street, but you are running there and taking their back, putting the income. So he think that you come back for the second time. Now what I mean, when anybody tell me say they will come back for second time, I say no. Don't go for 50 years or don't go for 80 years because you cannot be running behind the people. Then you say that you will come back. So thank you for Abu.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. These things. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, good morning, Abu.
Morning.
Yes, it's Doraba. Calling for just today. Concern Library for justice. Abu, thank you very much. Today I want to tell government to work. In that person, because you're president for the New Party, because the New Party is protecting. But they say you protect them. When the other people who are corruption, when you get it, you want to move on things, you want to start. You want to kill, you want to destroy them. So I want to tell government to work. Please, they are one peace. When our great family build the country, they live here. For the use of 1 years. The less country can do and free us, then let's take over. Then it's power being one, another way, for example, the person has to do here. Don't you be free because I want to issue for this nation. When you can, you take over. You take over the power, you move God, for a developer that told that everyone is there. You have to follow there, you will not be at there, look at them, they're taking their photo here, and they are far from there. They're running, they're telling you to come, they're going to kill, they're going to run to kill. We're somewhere wrong. We will say, we all the next treatment to this year was there. Coming to the now, we go to the two, to pass your fair, we say you're criminal, you're poor, that's president, we are come back and go on the country when it's just finished, we put rubber. And nobody will come from local country again. They will hear what that again. That people not going to poor and go for process from local country. Thank you very much.
Thank you very kindly. 0776 104 104 086 500 104 plus 231 86 500 104. The numbers to call. What's your view? Good morning. Morning.
Thank you so much for the show this morning. My concern of them bring to the recent statement of the president where he interviewed out on the phone. I mean, we have never I have never read something that the president does not have the same control and looking at his age. This president does not have the same control for his leadership. The president who has served in government and the 2 consecutive years will actually enter in the system. It's now a leader. So everything people agree like they are going for 12 years, they are going for 80 years, and it means saying that the only party is to lead, the party is to be going for 200 years. They are daydreaming.
So what is the statement on France 24 that concerns you about us? What is the statement? You said you're concerned about the president interview on France 24. I mean, which particular one?
The president is a joker. The president to have said that your evidence is asking you how is the situation that is there something that indicating that the president does not even know what he is doing. Your secretary has then displayed all your sovereignty, and then you are there playing corporate out of the territory of this country. Imagine, you have told those people that this country does not have the telephone you want to be. let's say, because those people that need Amos Square, they need Victor Sabe, the rest of them who are drinking and building the homes of this country, because they are around campaign, they are the ones running the country. Then they say, as the father.
Okay.
So we are not there. When it's only now, we now our own decision to make as a citizen of this country.
Okay.
So everything they are doing that this country, what kind of group of people there, let it be good to do.
Thank you. Thank you very kindly. Good morning.
Sorry.
Good morning.
Good morning, Abu.
Good morning. Go ahead. You're live.
I'm Kaifa David, and I'm filming it on 12th Street in Lincoln.
Mm-hmm.
Abu, thanks for affording me the time to speak to the president of this country. Mr. President, I only want to speak to you about the injustice that is creeping in our democracy. As you are aware that Liberians went to war just because of the justice system. And now this justice system will come redeemed. We are seeing creeping and secret injustice again. Like people, where am I coming from? Your special presidential project that took away some 22 million taxpayer money to buy yellow machine. Spearhead that yellow machine. Authority, even it convicted criminal. Under the law, believe that Samuka, Honorable Brian Samuka, shouldn't be awarded such a position based on his character. Based on his judgment by this competent court, which is the highest court of this country.
Mm-hmm.
It has not yet made 5 years. The Brian Samuka had the machine that was millions of taxpayer money.
Mm.
And then he is saying to maintain yellow machine, it needs some 56 or 50 million. How can you buy something 22 million? Then to maintain that thing, it goes to 56 million. We don't understand the math.
That rescue map. That rescue map.
Mr. President, we understand that you came to rescue us. If there's nobody to say here that is any position, Mr. President, you can go up to Akasa Civic and handle that position. So I'm now going to take that criminal.
Okay, so you want to bring Samuka's job, but thank you, Kaifa. Good morning.
Thank you.
Good morning. Good morning, Emoka. Beg you, please hold on a little bit for me. The rescue government is fond of lying. So another deputy minister have come out to say some things. Let's read it quick. Fatima Bintu Salif, the lady that fumbled over defining what government is during her confirmation hearing, have come out to post that the government of Liberia is building 100 new schools, as she said, are being built. Massive road construction, agriculture is at all-time high. Yellow machines are here, buses are here. The cadet program is on course. The military is recruiting. 5,000 new homes are being built. This is it. 5,000 new homes are being built. 600 new homes are being built in the counties. Those are the work we are proud of. I mean, where is the 5,000 new homes, my people? And where's the 600 new homes and the 100 schools across the country? Why is Rescue Fund of lying? But go ahead, my brother.
But this is why you listen to the waterman. He gave a one of figure. So this is why the government is doing to their supporters. They against us because when you talk about these things, those who are consumers, we are the one who come and endorse what you are saying. So these are the lies that will come away and their supporters sitting around here. They will run with it. Oh, government is being to school. And you know where? Say last year, the finance minister announced that September or October, they will initiate the construction of 100 new schools. Up to present, we don't know where they are building those schools. That's why we are in Monrovia. We are having family outside of Monrovia. Because there is no way that you will build 100 new schools anywhere that you think that Mozzarella will not be equivalent. We are asked, we are investigating.
What about the 5,000 new homes? Where are they being that?
Yeah, the home what was heard the last time, they were about land. Okay, right after the president's speech, when the managing director of hospital authority was calling like that, when they appear at one of their regular press briefing, they talk about acquiring land. Then we said for the president said in his speech that you guys are going to initiate the building, the construction of 600 new homes. Then you are coming here today on the press briefing telling us that the land has been secured and all is we thought you could have been telling us that you are not gathering materials, you know, such as bricks, cement, rock, sand, all of those stuff, steel rock, to start the project. But they are here in Monrovia and lying to people that what they are doing. So nothing of such is going on. And they know where. So she just say it across the country. She was not specific which county, which district.
Okay.
She just say across the country.
Okay.
You know?
So speak to the president quickly because others are trying to get in.
The
Really
president, man, Mr. President, the reason why your government has not been able to attract anything to this country to support the little money that will collect here, and because in my mind, you're inability to effectively represent Liberia up there, because the evidence is the recent conversation that took place between you and the presenter of France 24, where you needed to make Liberia case, and you failed to do so, especially where it has to do with our family, our citizens in local county. They left their home, they are displaced, they left their farm, reported that we are getting pregnant, even people that are living in Koya City is better. The women go to see the men stay outside to mind their family. The family day, the group of men that play outside, they 2 or 3, and then the other group of men will speak outside, they're looking after their family. So many of the people living on outside, they are living in fear. And when that opportunity came to you, at least you could have rather the African countries around all here, the world, you mortgage that opportunity claiming that you and the Guinean president will rapport. So by you saying that, go to now, who can we go to? The guys have stayed there. So we are asking you, when you say you and your nephew are working together, make sure that the guys leave so that our people can again regain their freedom and do their farming. You also went up there, you told the world that we are lazy. What the meaning of that? You served as a vice president for 12 years. At the end of the 12 years, we listened to so many videos, so many recordings on you, asking people for survival. Your very thing you said, after your vice president said you didn't have to credit, so that you will have something in your account to lay on. I will tell your vice president. So I put in your 17 government for the 2 years, for the 8th year.
So was the president right? Judging by what you're saying now, was the president right to say we are lazy people? Because he himself, what you say, that's an attitude of a lazy man.
Oh yeah. That's an attitude. Because look at some of the guys around here. The former finance minister here, since he served, I think, in the top of the government, he stayed managing his life. He got his farm, so they're in 30. When you see he stay moving, you stay drive the car, you stay managing a farm, but for you to serve the government for that level of time, and you were unable to take care of yourself, then you come today because the Liberian people giving you that opportunity, you now drive a zero vehicle, you put any money on your car when you're ready to travel, you lazy lottery, so you don't care around refer to the Liberian people and lazy people.
Okay.
That was a affront to the Liberian people, I believe. Looking at a section by you, it becomes very difficult for you to attract anything to the country because you are shown to the world that don't time you are invested. They become where these people in my country, they are listed, you will not be able to produce which you want. So that was that call for as the president.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'll take 2 more calls on this and then we move. Like I said, 30 minutes, we were allotting for this. And of course, it's 8:30 already. 0776 104 for the last two calls, and then we move to something else. Good morning. Morning.
George, and I'm calling George the movie.
Go ahead.
Yeah, but my attention has been to the particular rescue government. I really want us to really deep behind the meaning of the rescue thing. It's really
So that all coming deep behind the meaning. We were not there at the time they were forming, but you say rescue. So we're not using the denotative definition. What's in the dictionary?
Maybe the rescue got different meaning because the people come, we were eating. The thing is, they take food and they take food from our mouth. Now our children are going to free school. Now the children are saying our children free school is not good for them. We should go and pay money. So there's some guy I say that to me. What are these people that see the kind of rescue?
Then they say your king and mayor selling. They say your man say all I'm gonna go sit down in the community. Then the mayor in your home on your land, they break your home, they put your outside. So you go sleep in the street.
Yeah. There's a lot. I really wonder whether maybe that they got different meanings.
And the king, we used to get our late current, and small the king they spoil whole current business.
So for now, I'm going to check
Yeah, you must ask ChatGPT for Joseph Boakai on a rescue. Say what? How do you define Joseph Boakai rescue? Looking at what is happening to the Liberian people. ChatGPT will bring a nice narrative for you. That the devil on a rescue. The devil can take you from up and bring you down. Thank you, my brother. But you see what, man? They didn't look like a second devil thing around here. Good morning.
Good morning, Abu, and let me say morning to your many listeners to your broadcast. Abu, King, and I do join you from the Royalty Highway this morning. Abu, it is a shame and disgrace to our country for our square mouth to be refused by this government. I think with much experience. And when I tell people say experience, that don't yield any good result is not an experience for anyone to pay attention to. Somebody will think that I'm trying to be sarcastic. But it's just a fact. Why we have been here from the time like Trump of 1842 and we got independence in 1847, I have never seen any leader or read about any leader during my lifetime that they were here and another nation came and took over our territory. It happened on a day. For the 2-year experience movement, today he's telling us that he went to Kenya and then and asked him how was the situation on the border, and he said we got it under control.
What happened? Do you have a problem? Do you have a problem with that?
I have a problem with that. President Buka don't want to present himself as a leader. Okay? So you gotta stop more making more big of things. And I don't think our country should be more down. I want to go because our leader don't know his own status in society. I think it's wrong on his part. The Boakai cannot be in this way. We should make sure and give our land back to us. Or else, what they did to Yeke, then they're just wrong. They need to reinstate Yeke. Because what Yeke said, he has been proven by President Boakai. Evidence by the fact that we are asking such a question, he said he got it under control. I think he sold the land. The $3 billion in question, the 10 people in question should be presented back to me so that we can take control.
Why you saying the pickup and the money that was given was for the Solomba land? Is that what you saying? Are you saying the pickups that the president announced that he received from his nephew was meant for the Solomba land? Okay, he's gone. So, folks, let's hold it right there. And that was a very wonderful exercise, and it's important. And I must commend you for the different views across different issues in the country. It's important. And there are several others that people didn't mention. Take, for example, in the healthcare service delivery sector. Remember, this government met a system that relieved under 5 children, provided free medical for them. The president canceled that. The president and the government canceled that. So now nobody is accessing free medical care. No matter, you can be one day old baby, your parents will pay every penny. But even paracetamol, the government pays for nothing. That was another thing, robbing and taking away from the Liberian people. And the cost at public medical facility has also increased. You remember there was a circular issued by JFK and other government referral hospitals, government hospitals across where announcing increment in hospital services, right? So those are the rescue achievements so far. The cost of living has gone up, transportation has gone up. What about the police, the Ministry of Transport, the taxi drivers, the used car dealers, and the truck drivers? Everywhere, everybody's affected, even the garages. I don't know on what ground people stand to still be defending this rogue administration, but it is what it is. So let's move to something else. Samuel Polyphia Jackson, a victim of a recent government accusation, a victim of a recent government of Liberia murder accusation in matters of the sad passing of his wife, has pinned down the thought after several, let's say 2 months or so. Jackson write this morning, and I'm going to read it for you to listen. Sam says, I am not consumed with my current circumstances, but the thoughts I deliver to OKFM on March 12th. That's what is consumed by. My heart bleeds for the persistent mass poverty in my country. The deep and corrosive poverty in Liberia is appalling. The University of Liberia is contemplating increasing fees from $3,000 per year to $10,000 per year for students. So while you were with CDC in George Weah, for the whole year, the children at the university and any other university across the country, only 3,000 LD. I think they will take that, but actually it should be 2,000 and change. But let's even take 3,000. Waka is angry. He said, why you all should be sitting in classes and then paying 3,000 and stuff? He and his wife need to enjoy more. So y'all gotta pay 10,000. That's according to Sam. Right? He goes on further to say that's from about $16.48 US to $54.90, $54.90. So the government of Liberia is taking it now, the cost from $16.48 per year to $54.90 for students plan. And so students plan to protest the increase with the job of the UL Prezo on the line. In a country where university students cannot afford $54 for a whole year of education, that's really a poverty-stricken country, truly extreme poverty. Instead of working together to attack this extreme form of depravity, people tend to build personal political fiefdoms, engage in political persecution of critics, and lie to silence the enlightened. You listen to that? This is powerful. Instead of the government focusing on this perennial depravity of the people, to imagine that students will even contemplate rallying to protest to remove the president of the university because they feel like $54 is too much for them. Is indicative of the fact that in Liberia there is the presence of abject poverty, extreme poverty. So government efforts should be rallied to tackling that inequity. Rather, we see a government engaged in political persecution of critics. I didn't say prosecution, I said persecution of critics, and lie to silence the enlightened. Take Sam Jackson, for example. Very enlightened old man, opinionated on issues of governance, the economy, the community, the environment, and all of that. Who has been very, very punchy in his narrative. So they lie on him so that he will be silent. And then they persecute Yeke Koluba. They persecute Samuel Tuwe because they're critics. They set ablaze Freedom FM journalist Austin Kawas Vigo. They threaten and tell Abu Sharif daily. That's what they're doing in the country. He goes on further to say that poverty is our destiny. According to Sam, looking at the reality, poverty appears the destiny. This is how the government is programming the society now. Whatever destiny you're going to church, you're praying for, you're going to the mosque, you're praying for, right? Waka is preparing poverty at the end of the tunnel. You will die poor because your children will be denied education, your businesses will be taken away from you, your homes will be demolished, you will die poor, begging in the street. Is that the worth of a government? Is that the purpose? Is that the reason why governments are instituted? To destitute the people? Right? Believe that with you. I see it in the new Monrovia Super Mall, where 90% of people are not shopping, but taking pictures. I can safely predict that the mall will suffer grave financial losses unless the operators attract real buyers. We need a mall as a symbol of our progression into middle income status. In speaking to UL students, they tell me many don't have the money to transport themselves to school or to even eat a meal. They languish in the most extreme form of poverty and depravity. This is a country with US 1.6 billion in annual gold export, iron ore projected to grow to 800 million in export. The country now has a trade surplus and our current account is in positive territory. Net foreign exchange reserves are more than 3 months of import cover. In the midst of the positive macroeconomic environment, mass poverty persists. We need an income curve that is closer to a bell curve that the distressingly S-shaped poverty trap curve we now have. HDI, Human Development Index, under 600. GDP per capita under $800. That's catch. Poverty with prospects of smearing instability in the atmosphere of political skullduggery. Being under the jurisdiction of the judiciary will never stop me from thinking about my water and her children. And so it goes. Samuel Philadelphia Jackson. This is our country. We must never kowtow to the suppression, the oppression, and of course, because posterity depends on us. Posterity depends wholly and solely. Tomorrow, our children will look in our faces and ask us some very disturbing questions we must find answers to. Now, this takes me to two very important issues that's going on in the country that triggers a very sensitive conversation in our politics and governance and democratic space about the quality of judicial independence versus the desire to manipulate judicial processes for the benefit of political and partisan interests, as we see. And you will be the judge. Pundits and critics in analysis and legal luminaries believe and have described and opined very sufficiently about the nature of what is going on at the Temple of Justice in these two distinct legal tests to our democracy. A review or the Justice in Chambers decision on the Yeke Koluba expulsion and the Bill of Information prayed for. Right? So it's long belated. It has gone like 2 weeks, tend to be corrected, since Yeke Koluba ran to the court, because we encourage the culture, we encourage the rule of law culture, right? Every time we say, whenever you feel offended in this country, the first thing that you must do, run to the court, and that where redress lies, right? But unfortunately, Yeke Koluba ran to the court, and the court sat on Yeke Koluba case for weeks. So the question becomes, what were they doing all those while? And Yeke Koluba got, for the most part, illegally removed in a fashion that does not conform to the due processes of law, removed in outright disregard for the authority of the Supreme Court in its issuance of a stay order on the process, subject to a conference. Yet, a Bill of Information gets prayed for and the court sat over it. Political maneuverings. Analysts are beginning to think out loud. Now, today, we saw a notice that the Justice in Chima will be addressing the Yeke Koluba situation today. And what we're hearing is that the judge or the court is positioned to most likely squash the Yeke Koluba Bill of Information on grounds that they have got reasons to believe that the horse did not receive the rate of prohibition. Quite funny. When the marshal office said on record that it delivered the stay order, and the records we saw indicating that the order was received, for the speaker being the speaker, publicly, under a kind of kangaroo environment in the video we saw, chastising the chief clerk office under duress and coercion. The office of the chief clerk denied seeing the notice. So you see where we are going? We're taking our time with this. Now, again, many pundits believe that the court is being arm twisted to render a decision against itself, looking at how this Yeke Koluba thing is going, that the outcome may most likely thing, and it's dangerous. You see, the men and women at the court are very reputable, very integral. And it is bad to see an integral body operating under a junta style administration. People are now operating by their will. Hmm? When political power supersedes the law, this is what you get. So the court is most likely being arm twisted to render a decision against itself by throwing the marshal's office under the bus. That's most likely what's going to happen. Because if the court rules against Yeke in the most part and agree, so that means they will be sacrificing the marshal office because the marshal office said they deliver it. The speaker and his people say they did not receive it. So the court is prepared or will most likely be prepared to throw the marshal office under the bus and rest on the fact that the people did not receive it, which is, for the most part, a very troubling precedent. Because anybody can wake up one day and tell you, say, oh, I don't see the court notice. I don't see the one. That is a dangerous precedent. And the officers of the court know that. But again, this is not about them. This is about the executive. This is about the way and manner in which the president is running the country, which is very, very terrible. Very, very terrible. That the integrity and the sanctity of our institutions are being eroded because people's lives are being threatened, people's jobs are being threatened, people's security are being threatened. This is bad. Right? Over 2 weeks just to render a decision in this simple matter says something. The marshal office is on record stating and telling all of us that the stay order was issued and served on the speaker's office through the relevant channels. And that's the job. But the dishonesty in the part of the speaker's office to deny receipt publicly of this have gotten us to where we are. And they've taken over, or about 2 weeks, to arm twist and provide reasons to agree with the dishonest speaker's office in a way to achieving. Yesterday, I was on the phone with one of the lawmakers who, one of the chief of office staff, one of the lawmaker office, who later on reluctantly flipped over, telling me why they did so. Lawmakers were being directly called by Mr. President, and I challenged him to deny that. He won't Yeke out. It was amended. I didn't believe that the president, for the most part, was going to get directly, but yes, he was directly involved. There are conversations confirming that. Moreover, there is the video, like I talked about, from the speaker office denying that they did not receive, where the speaker is most likely chastising the chief clerk in the open, whether there's an order from the court. And obviously, she declined to acknowledge any form, any order from the Supreme Court. So that's the argument that they carry to the court. And the court, as we are gathering, is most likely to rule on the basis of that. So our good friends are telling us that the understanding we are gathering from the corridors of the court is that the court is going to deny Yeke Koluba's bill of information and throw the case out. But guess what? And I also have heard that Yeke Koluba team are also prepared to appeal the decision, to take it to the full bench. To take it to the full bench. And you can call about people to they're equally challenging the horse. If you think you are right in removing me, go ahead, declare vacancy. When you declare vacancy, they will go to court. So you see what is happening in the country? Because people are refusing to do the right things, people are moving the country by their whims. So things are the way they are. Things are going the way they are going. Sadly, for our country. The president, most Liberians across the country. I can remember very well when Brother Costa used to be on the radio and you'll be rallying Liberian that the only man that can take this country from George Weah is Boakai. That the only man that can do this is Boakai. Do not look at every other Liberians were condemned in this country because of you. The president, is this the quality of leadership that you get to show? Look at what is happening, Mr. President, that your government is even being accused of these kinds of unscrupulous executive overreach and interference into the justice system. And all of these rumors are there, and that we're not seeing any practical action from your part, right, to cleaning the image of the government, distinguishing yourself. And we see apologies of the government, right? And ministers, directors, and commissioners, and managing directors coming out and supporting these very lines in tacit endorsement of some of the most outrageous, undemocratic undertaking in the government. Says a lot about the kind of leadership that you are bringing to bear, Mr. President. And this is going to take us to the second phase. And all boils down to unpacking unpacking political persecution as a means to silence or target your opponents, new critics and opponents, which is absolutely undemocratic. When taxpayers' money are being used in the wrong way, when there is no medicine in the hospital, there is no chairs in the classroom, students are being denied the opportunity to free education, babies are denied free medical services, only for these monies to end up in politically charged court processes that only derail the integrity and the reputational foundation of our court system. It's sad. Very sad, Mr. President. So, the government of Liberia set up, after all of the character assassination, the conversation that Samuel Toye is a rogue, Samuel Toye stole money, he did this. The government took years to pile up its evidence against Samuel Toye, right? Gather all of its pieces and felt convinced by what she had, right? To present before any court of competent jurisdiction, right? And walk out of that court with conviction for Toye. They rallied state resources, they took witnesses, they get people everywhere, testimonies. They went to court. And accepted a jury trial. It wasn't imposed. went into the vetting exercises. You can remember, right? They all vetted the jury. And the trial began. Before that time, the Solicitor General was boastful based on what he had that this was going to be the shortest economic sabotage case. That the government will win this and that. Giving assurances to the country, giving assurances to the president, giving assurances to the world that yes, they've done their job. They have everything to convict this Samuel Tueme. They went to court. Defense went. And they started to proffer their arguments. They went through all the nuances of the proceeding. You understand? And the jury had to make a decision based on the evidence presented and the arguments made. And the jury verdict was that the government evidence weren't weighted enough to convict an innocent man for a crime that they have got no reason to believe he committed. And the political apologists are angry, unwilling to accept, and the state buys into that. So what are we running? We're running a country on the perception of people, or we're running a country on the basis of the law? Is it about what the people perception are, what they perceive, perceptions that cannot be proven, or what the law says? They will come to what the law says. In matters like this, in Liberia, they say when the jury completes its verdict, when the jury go through its processes and render the judgment, there is a principle of law called pooling. It happens right there in the court. And under this doctrine, the jurors are required to state in open court. The jurors in open court, they are required to state in open court individually whether the verdict rendered is true or not, without prejudice or discrimination. In open court, the jurors will be asked one by one, the verdict what you render, are true or not true? Is this verdict without prejudice or discrimination to any party? Yes, or you pass for the other men. All of them went through it. After which, the jury gets disbanded. Then the verdict is read, and the jury gets disbanded, and the court, the verdict goes to court record, and blah blah. This is done. Then, for a government that claims sophistication to be relying on empty shells, propagandists like James Flomo, a door numbskulls non-entity, to as the basis to embark on a fruitless, illegal acts that have got no basis in our law and absolutely no precedent. But just because an imbecile like James writes on Facebook that Twitter is not free yet, they were jury tampering, then the whole government take it. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Look at the quality of human beings that are detecting what the government consider and as something to do or not do. Can you imagine? Look at the low we have come. Damn it. This is so disgusting. Now, because it's a country that's going to go through it, and it's so terrible and disastrous. Just as the Yeke Koluba thing is, just as what we are noticing and observing with this Samuel 12 thing. What is the basis? From where did they come? After the verdict, there was no objection for any of the party. There are no issues raised by the court. None of the jurors under the doctrine of pooling raised any issue of prejudice or discrimination or incorrectness with the verdict. Nobody. It only happened when these unsophisticated bigots masquerading the social space with zero training, zero background, zero understanding of the law, but resting on their perception that certain people are criminals and they must be made criminal by all costs. And they stay kotos into that. And they still embark on an unorthodox practice that got no reference or precedent in our society. Now, so what we are observing for the most part is a complete witch hunt. For a man to go through the process and get acquitted, avail himself, and you went there as a government, you presented your evidence, and you could not prove anything. First of all, you could not prove that Samuel Toya took the money personally for himself to enrich himself. You lost that ground ever since. You changed your argument to procedure. Where the money moved, who moved the money. Still, you could not prove any economic sabotage, criminal mischief, and all of that. Lawful transaction, you try to criminalize lawful transaction, and you go to court, you couldn't prove it. Then you come back, clearly indicating that it is a targeted witch hunt. And that you reduce a national process to a witch hunt brings our nation to a national embarrassment. This is a national embarrassment. Oh yeah, you can all go sit down and because you were brainwashed to believing these cook up narratives. So you are still under that spell for the most part. You're still under the spell. You're not sophisticated. Your brain is not exposed, or you're not so you always believe you sit on your corner and peddle your narrative that, oh yeah, the man are criminal, but then follow the process, look at the process. So if you take your time to read these things, it's difficult for you, but all you care is when you sit down and say people talking, you argue, you sit down and say, then say, oh, it can change the rate, change the station for what? That Baka buy the man test it, you tell the man to change the station. That can get you riding, what you come in beg the man to help you. That Baka buy, you think everybody living with Baka? For Baka to be destroying this country and you all be sitting stupidly and defending and doing all kinds of nonsense out there. You can't even speak truth to the man. What kind of old man just bastardizing our laws and doing anything he feel like doing? And you can't talk about it. You sit down with your brainwashed self, talking foolishly, defending nonsense. A complete witch hunt and national embarrassment this is. The judge, again, is being twisted to improperly investigate an already disbanded jury panel. an already disbanded jury panel. No son judge in the right frame of mind without any kind of harassment will do this. And I'm just sorry for our judges. Why? These people have lived in this country. These people have done their job with distinction and honorability. Why are you doing this, Mr. President? Take your hands off the court. Take your hands off the judiciary. Just stop it. Leave these people to do their job. Start threatening them. That's why the law provided protection for them. Leave the people. Let people do their job. Let the law inform them and they take action that everybody will support, because these are representatives of the state. They're representing the country. They're sitting in a very critical role that should prevent this country from going back to anything resembling instability. Why? Why are we doing that? Responsible people, reputable people. You think the judge or the judges are not aware and already disbanded jury panel and crazy hair brainwash punk like Jean Goody go write nonsense on Facebook, and you say you sophisticated that Jim Tubby controlling Unity Party? Is it how dumb you are? You are? Is it how foolish and dumb and empty-headed you are? Kid like that. Be telling, where are all the lawyers? Have all the lawyers also? I don't know what is going on right now, though. There's some kind of spell over the nation. Can you imagine? Because I have sat quietly to watch. That's the only thing I'm seeing. From the moment the verdict was rendered, it was that kid. It was that kid that started running around about jury tampering. So, in the first place, how did he know that there was jury tampering? If there was jury tampering, how he got to know? Who then informed him that there was jury tampering? The person that informed him that there was jury tampering, how they got to know that there was jury tampering? How can the defense be the one to tamper with jury? How can the defense be the one to carry cell phone in the basement when even if those jurors are going to the restroom, they're escorted by PSU with gun? They're not somewhere where private security were manning the jurors. They're not his relative. Defense has no business. They're completely under the custody of the Ministry of Justice. That's what we know. And then the same Ministry of Justice come back and they say that the people now were manning here. Somebody came and tamper with them. Does that thing make sense? This is just similar to the Capitol building or something, where the police standing there with Sonny. The police say they don't want money in the place. The minority black people, they don't want to get a key to the door and all the thing, right? But it's say they who having a key, that different person can hold a key from there and enter the building and pop by the security and go put fire on the plane and come and walk outside again and go back. And nobody see them, boy. That different person did all that. What is going on, man? How you treating the country like people not get brain? This is just the same thing. For the Ministry of Justice to say the jurors in their custody and to insinuate that these jurors were being tampered with by the defense, that they believe and contributed to the verdict coming out in favor of Samuel Toure is the most stupendous argument I've heard ever since. I don't know where the one's coming from the sophisticated people government. I don't know. So now, without showing any law or precedent in support of the judge's decision, you are telling me pretty much that the judge is going to investigate an already disbanded jury panel, right? Without telling us what law under our jurisdiction gives him the authority to do same, or what precedent can he point to as the basis for this action. But it is supposed to be acceptable. It's supposed to be acceptable because this is what Bwaka wants. Like I said earlier, there is a principle of law called pooling, which is very, very important in matter like this, which allow an opportunity to correct any kind of misgivings during the process of jury trial. Whereby, this is a process where the jurors are required, each of them, to state in open court individually whether the verdict is true and correct, without prejudice or discrimination. Now, immediately following the process, the verdict is recorded in the court's record, and the entire jury panel is then disbanded. So immediately after this pooling process, the verdict is placed in the court's record and the entire jury is disbanded. The case finished. Because you had that opportunity. And the same jury that stood up there and told the court, say, no, everything is okay, nothing went wrong. After they've been disbanded, after 1 week, 2 weeks, or let's say 10 or some more days, the regime succeeded in coercing, they say 3 of them, to file an affidavit reporting jury tampering. They see human beings during the pooling process, right, that approve the verdict. The king also, after 1 week to 2 weeks, the regime managed to get 3 persons from among them to go and say that no, there was jury tampering. And if there was jury tampering in this case, who is that on? The state, the jurors, or the defendant? Should be the critical thing to look at. Who is it on? Or is the government buying time and just taking shame from all her face? But should we drag our country into this mess simply because a government is refusing to accept the embarrassment and shame and disgrace is brought upon itself? It now becomes clear that there is some interference from the executive branch of government to intimidate the court. Because after 10 days or about 2 weeks, and then after exhausting all of the processes, you manage to arm twist jurors to write something, and then you manage to convince the judge to accepting that and writing a citation. At 10 o'clock today, 40 minutes from now, they're supposed to be having conversation about that. So it now looks very clear that there is some degree of interference from the executive branch of government to intimidate the court, because the executive wants Samuel to about our cause, whether Samuel is guilty or whether he's not guilty, for as long as they campaign and made their supporters to believe that Samuel that rule, they must hold Samuel to it. Even if it will cause, right, abusing the court, they will abuse the court to hold Samuel 12. Then when they finish, then they can go celebrate as partisans. They say, oh yeah, they will tell you, yeah, how you run a country like that? The country is supposed to be run by boys in that form and manner. But to see the old man running the country in this form and manner, in such a diabolical, unconventional, unorthodox, undemocratic, narcissist style and form, it's so troubling and worrying. Very much worrying. Where are we? Jury interference or tampering must be filed while the jury panel is still under the authority of the court. That's according to what the standard says. Matters of jury tampering or interference must be brought or filed while the jury panel is still under the authority of the court, and not when the jury panel is disbanded. This is not standard. This is unprecedented. There is no precedent to this. There is no law backing this. Where is the Unity Party getting all these things from? Why are they treating the country like this? But some of you are so screw-headed, blindfolded, mentally deranged, brainwashed, and you'll be there in the community talking nonsense because you're so tribal. Most of you are tribal bigots supporting the Unity Party simply because of tribal affinities. That's who you are. And so you don't have any basic reason for some of your support. It's just squarely because of tribalism, and that's all because the man presiding over the Unity Party is the biggest tribalist of Liberia, Boakai. Oh yeah, his old friend, Councillor Charles Walker Bromskin said it. Right? We're just quoting. But the nation know him like that. Even his friends that are with him know him like that. So should we substitute the laws for tribalism? Should we do that? How do we expect the country to go forward now? And not when the jury panel is disbanded. This is improper and unfair. Right? To bring matters of jury tampering when the jury has been disbanded is improper and unfair according to standard judicial practices. It's unusual, it's uncouth. These things have not happened before. So where's this experienced old man taking all these, all these things from? Where is he getting all these things from? Look at the country. The country look like some sort of. I see what Dumbuya doesn't even regard this old man. And he got to be begging, calling, man, oh, you know, you're my nephew. Can you look at the low he has brought the country to? Such investigations are usually conducted when the jurors are seated and not when they are being released. They've been released. I seen them, they're putting jurors' picture up. The government is paying people. The very government take the jurors' pictures, give it to their social media bloggers, and they're putting them, or they're risking them. They're risking their children. They could kill these people. These guys are desperate. And it's bad for our country. Very bad. Absolutely bad. And you understand? Well, Labyrinth, this is where we are. So let me read what the court citation was. And then I come to something else quickly. So on yesterday and the day before, Councillor M. Wakins Wright, one of the counsel for defendant, Councillor Arthur T. Johnson, another, Councillor Mami S. Gongba, one of the defendant, and all counsels of record in the below captioned case, Montserrat County Republic of Liberia, in read, Republic of Liberia, by and through the Ministry of Justice, plaintiff. So the Ministry of Justice go and complain itself to the court. Say that me the one was responsible for the 18-year-old boy. While I was sitting here, I brought all the gunmen and the police people were here. The other men were not get nobody here, but that the man can pass and bring something. He temper with it. This is so funny. Now, versus Samuel D. Toy, former Minister of Finance, Councillor Yanti Twine, acting Minister of Justice, blah, 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 defendants in the economic sabotage case, theft of property, money laundering, criminal facilitation, and criminal conspiracy case. Dear councillors, citation. By directive of His Honor Usman F. Feka, assigned Circuit Judge presiding, First Judicial Circuit Criminal Code C, Montserrado County, Republic of Liberia, sitting in its May term AD 2026, you are hereby ordered to appear on Wednesday, May 20, 2026 at 9:00 a.m. For an investigation into alleged jury misconduct or tampering filed under oath of affidavit by 3 individuals who serve as jurors in the above entitled cause of action. Meanwhile, the assignment for the hearing of the motion for new trial is hereby suspended pending the outcome of the investigation. Kind regards, very truly yours, G. Amos F. Boa, Clerk of Court, CEO of Liberia. This is where we are. You see this? Fellow Liberians? In Liberia, jury misconduct such as bribery, for example, jury tampering or perjury, is governed by the Liberia Commercial Procedure Law and the Judicial Law. Protocol includes immediate sequestering of the jury during trial. They say what? During trial. And penalties for offenders can result in felony charges, imprisonment, and nullification of the trial verdict. This is what the penalties range from. Now, but it has to be during trial. But now when you finish everything. So the key protocols and procedures include what? Investigation, to begin with. When allegations or credible evidence of jury misconduct, like tampering or bribery, emerge, the presiding judge or the Supreme Court of Liberia will typically suspend the hearing or postpone ruling to initiate an immediate soon investigation. All of that during the process. But under Bwakai and rescue, it can happen anytime. Even 5 years later, it won't rescue, it won't unity party person say, I go sit down, then you may Samuel Toy, not guilty, then parent ever. He say, my man, y'all go grab the juror then. Juror, my man, y'all can say something happen. Yeah, y'all go ready. How running the country like that? Is it a Boy Scout? Is it a jungle justice environment? Sequestrations to prevent external influence. Juries in significant criminal trials are often sequestered or isolated from the public and kept under court guard for the duration of the trial. So now, while these people were being isolated during the period of the trial, access to these people were only through the Ministry of Justice. But the very Ministry of Justice comes back to tell us that while they were in my custody, they were being tampered with or presumably bribed. So then the question becomes, who bribed them? Why is the government refusing to accept? Why is the government refusing to accept the court verdict? The verdict of a court of competent jurisdiction. Why is the government refusing to accept that? By the fact that the processes went on and everything was exhausted, and nobody reported jury misconduct during the process, says that everybody agreed that the jury acted in line with its duties and responsibility, and there were no misconduct. Up to when the verdict was delivered, and everything was done to satisfy the verdict and placed in the court's record. After 10 days, then the Ministry of Justice comes back to say something. Tell like, bro, what does that say to you? Is this how you want your country to be? Well, this is a precedent. And every time I tell you about this thing, I tell you that precedent will, because no matter what, the United Party and the folks today will not remain in power till Judgment Day. No. Obviously will not be, because change is inevitable. You can't avoid it. There will be change. So, but when change happens, we need a country to keep progressing, but we don't need a country to come back and start to repeat the very sluggish mistake that's happening now. And that's why we are very loud in our reminder to those in power that, look, please be reminded about the law and due diligence. That is what that will justify your actions and your activities. But in area where your actions and activity are clearly in flagrant other violations and contradictions with the laws and the principles of the state, and you still insist on going ahead with them, then the future is in trouble. Then the country is in doom. The country is headed for doom. Because no matter how long, when this thing shall have turned around, probably that's when some of you who are at certain level, growth now will dawn upon you a whole sense of new reasoning, and then you will start to feel like the country should be moving forward, but others will come back to start to repeat these very actions that you're doing, and you'll be like, oh, no, the country can keep doing the over and over, but you're sitting here today and you're endorsing and supporting this thing, and some of you are silent. And I want to commend the chairman of the Student Unification Party when he spoke very strongly to our religious leaders, heads of the different religious councils or communities in the country. The perpetual silence, the conspicuous silence is so loud that the country is shivering. Why are they silent? Where are their moral voices? Are they waiting for these things to culminate into something dangerous before they regain their voices to speak? We need a complete overhaul. There are some of you are very brilliant when it comes to preaching, when it comes to speaking the message of God. But the fact that you are willing to compromise in the face of state harassments and intimidations and violations and breakdown in the rule of law, disregard for the court system and all of that, and you're not talking, it is a problem. It is a problem. Do you all agree with what is going on? Does your silence confirm that you're in agreement with what is going on in the country? What moral grounds will you have tomorrow to question any or the repeat of these things, these same things by another group of people? What moral ground will you have? Oh, it's only when you're not close to power. Oh, I thought yours is service to God and humanity. Rather, it is service to your board membership. Today, No more voice in the country. So young people like ourselves talking. Do you also know, importantly, that jurors are not just people grabbed from anywhere, but jurors are recruited from the civil service? Hmm? These are people in the employ of the government. So jurors are recruited from the civil service, and jurors are being secured by or protected by the Ministry of Justice, the Liberia National Police, and jurors are kept right in isolation and in the premises of the Supreme Court and under the court's authority, right? So how then, where then do we come from? Now, how come after 10 days or up to 2 weeks, you come back again? Those three jurors, are they being threatened dismissals if they refuse to have filed this affidavit? Were they threatened? Oh, that's what we need to be investigating now. How can the same jurors that want to say they okay the whole verdict, they move on, they action and finish, they disbanded and they go, they come back? Were they threatening dismissal? Because they work for the government. They work as civil servants. You know the CSA as it is today, run by a lunatical extremist of Mr. Boakai, who has been purging critical voices, critical people within the service, and flooding the civil service with UP partisans and apologists. So when jurors get recruited from there, there's a whole, issue of tampering or infesting the jury system. Well, folks, this is our country. This is your country. These things are happening. You should have your thought on it. You should speak to it. Tuwe is a free man. Tuwe was finance minister for 6 good years. With all of the noise you made in this country, you can only put together cartoon charges for a $6.2 million case that proved erroneous. And the man, he did not run away from justice, but he faced justice. He met you in court and defeated you. And you do not want to accept that. This is the same attitude you're going to take to election. When you get flocked in the election, you will believe that because you appointed a widow, and widow will be under constitutional mandate to declare the people's victory, and you will feel cheated. And then we'll ask you again, what is your basics? Or because widow is one of you, or because the jurors are recruited from the civil service, they work for you. So you think their verdict must favor you, even though you have not reasonably convinced them. 0776 104 104 086 500 104 086 500 plus 231 500 104 are the numbers to call. So today is a great day. These decisions that will be made are not just going to be decisions, for example, the Yeke Koluba thing for Yeke. It's going to be a turning moment. It's going to be a moment to define and set a precedent. Right? That's what the court is going to be doing today. And that's what we're watching and looking. If the court does that, those of you who are enjoying and benefiting it today, tomorrow, you may win election, but as an opposition in a government, and you could face the same fate. Oh, yes. Today, those of you are heads of agency, ministries, commissions, and what have you. You're watching the process, the decision in this Samuel 12 issue. Tomorrow, you could face the same thing, and you will go, a jury will acquit you, and the state will insist because you're from the opposition or you work in the past government, and your rights will be denied the same way. Precedent. Small country we in. You support the wrong thing. You do it. You have power now. Enjoy it. But you will not have power forever. There were people here before you many, many years. Today, they're entering places. Becky, your time will come. 0776 104 104 086 500 104 are the numbers to call. When you leave well, you leave for yourself, you leave for the country benefit, and tomorrow you become a reference for good things. Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Morning.
My name is Tony McKelvis.
Go ahead.
I'm calling from Swejo this morning.
Tony. How are you joining us, Tony? Radio or the internet?
Via the internet.
Okay, go ahead, Tony.
I want to tell you thank you for the topic on our discussion and to make my own contribution. You know, duress temporary is a serious second-degree felony in the Republic of Liberia. But then, here's the truth about that is the government of Liberia shouldn't be the one to fight in the issue of jury temporary. So it makes the case to be out of order. Now, how can a jury who voted overwhelmingly or wait, be the same jury to come out and fight the issue of jury temporary? That raises questions about the sanity of the case. And the jury completely operates under a circumscriptive operation. Nobody is allowed to communicate with the jury. Nobody is allowed to go there. And whatever that is discussed behind the scene, the jurors are not allowed to bring it in open, with the exception wherein somebody on the defendant or the criminal will say, okay, to talk with the jury. Then in an open court, that means in an open court, the juror can raise his hand and call for jury temporary, or the complainant or the defendant can be the one saying, no, this is jury temporary within that instant. But the case have lasted for about like 2 weeks. The better fast 2 weeks. Then you coming back as a plaintiff, not a criminal. Those who you levy criminal charges on, not the one qualifying for jury temporary, but the plaintiff is the one that's coming back. For the government angle to say there was a jury temporary. So you know what a priest suggests to me, my brother? The priest suggests that this is something that has to do with political witch hunt.
And that's what we are talking. But thank you very much. Well said. Intelligent input. Good morning.
Good morning, Brother Abu. Thank you, like I was saying, for your service to your nation. I'm TOP Willie. I represent the concern of Brother for Justice. I come from Soaking District 4 this morning. But Abu, let me just say 2 things, and I will conclude with the American Declaration of Independence accepted out there, quote. You see, those three juries are raising an issue. They were the same 3 juries that voted against the 12 wish to set, or vote to set on Senate 12 and free from the charges. Get through your investigation. There is 3 people. And let me say this. Christopher too, you spoke about reconciliation. If you need reconciliation, you're talking about the last time for the church, the opportunity has built itself. Please don't talk the talk. Please do the needful. If you think reconciliation is okay for this country, here is time. Take out. And let me conclude by saying these few words from the aspect of the American Declaration of Independence. It says, and we hold this fight as self-evident that all men were born free and with certain inalienable rights, including the right to liberty, the government.
Mm-hmm.
To give us liberty, to give us life, to give us the true of enjoyment. We're not enjoying with suffering. Above all, the Lord that kept you in a seat as president. You are frequently violating it. You are frequently violating the laws and violating our rights and rubbing our faces. We are tired. Here so is an early warning sound. It is written here so that a great men were unfitted. But this same thing you are doing. Great men, great things were taken, making Nebuchadnezzar. You are unfitted. So you cannot be in power forever. Beware and be warned. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Good morning. 0776 104 104 086 500 104 are the numbers to call. Let's hear you. What do you think? What do you think? Good morning. Morning.
Yeah, it is my calling from the old room. Yeah, I want to say that it is natural temporary. But every day, if you are temporary here, it should be really perfect. Or it can be when everybody goes and say you are temporary. So this is not, this is proving that this is very glaring now. That 2029, these people will never want to accept the result when it's not in their favor, that it was in it. And therefore, people got to prepare for counter-action are always in it.
Okay.
They got to prepare.
Prepare for counter-action.
So that's it.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, Apple.
Morning.
Hi, Jonathan.
I'm okay. Let's hear you. Go ahead.
This is Marcy. I'm calling from Florida. Thank you for the show and for the deal. Well, no, the whole man that I want to hear on the show can be bad. But there are people that will go out there, we in the village, you will understand what he's saying. I will see it, I will understand what you feel. I will understand this is for you. So you feel like it's a less close thing, you will let me know, come on. You will force it up, then I will say, when you say that it's benefit, it's putting our ear. So you will act on the local question.
That is Ministry of Justice. And they're not CDC people were there. I would say CDC recruited them. They came from the government. They say what's the Josiah Joka people there.
Listen to the kids and just say, don't plead guilty. The event is not guilty. You agree, all of you agree. Don't keep it back. Don't tell the phone call. Not even your work. Papa say not to do it. If your children say they're not calling you, three more you see your children. People can call you. What you any? Government can talk to you. After they say there was Jewish temple with you get what they for what the problem who they from. So that in America, all money. And tell me like people that they were Jewish temple with. Then you go up after John and go take it from there and run away there. That was temple with. Then you bring three men that say yeah, well, and reason you get up money. You have to because they were serious. In my lesson on study, that they go beyond for 50 years. Then they go for 50 years. And they go there because they were serious country. So then they go to jail for 50 years. For taking them, they put them probably rescue. They go terrible. What is it? So our friends out there laughing at our country. Laughing at what they do it. When they kill to harm and they say for the 2 years, we get what I'm saying. Then for the 2 years experience. And the all people, after people, so you cannot say nothing for it. When you get to do, you say to us a lot of money. And so then you will beating you. Sit down. You want to go ask for two and say you call it go back. Come on, so when they call them back, they put over the off there, how would they step forward? How would they say that would they get it? What will be? And the Lord will get a book up. So go on the level 4 more. I want to know that. So how would they step forward? So how would they compromise? So how would they do it? How would they do it? There will be another point again for another 4 more. So get back and power. I want to know for the government. That's not their case. It's just for the rival. It's not for the society. And that's someone that do it. But if they're not being guilty, there you go. They're not guilty for him. Then you go to the okay. If you find him guilty, he will go to jail. Well, that is people posting our pocket money. Who will suffer? But let the rest be done. Let it be done. Let the evidence show. So they find out guilty. They say again. No evidence. They
Okay.
cannot judge according to that they will come from this city. And then you go to the school well. The people that is different there. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. 0776-104-500-104. Liberians giving their reaction to the jury tampering case has been called for investigation. Good morning.
Good morning, Abu. Your Papa Sisi Babe calling from Mama Boy.
Go ahead.
Let God bless you. Let God bless all of you are a radio station. Abu, you know, that will take it away.
Mm-hmm.
That cannot go with the heaven and earth. And we are on the earth. So, these people, they forget that what they're doing, 1,000 years or forever. One day, they are not that will come. So, those God will not come from. Out to the Pape, concern Abraham for just telling them that they will come down what they are doing. When they see the right, they will talk it. They talk it when they are not that come. We'll give it to them. Thank you. Let God bless you.
Thank you very much. Let me take the other phone. Good morning. Morning. Go ahead.
You know, take for analysis this morning. If you follow the case rightly,
Mm-hmm.
the statement of temporary for me, I would say government temporary. Because the case of the trial for months,
Mm-hmm.
government presented according to the evidences.
Yeah, and government never raised any issue about jury misconduct. Though. So assuming if the verdict are going to go in their favor, were they going to raise this jury tampering issue?
No way. But because they made the details, and the only reason is they told 6 years delegating it that he was corrupt, he was tried under their movie, and he was declared not guilty. So they post up, we see our town, the particular time of the case, because we already know this is government temporary, and we don't wish something. We already know from the post sides to be clear, but be a free man, he can declare a free man. But because these are signals that should tell the opposition to get prepared. Because 2029, even if these people, they will still going to turn things around. So the opposition should stand firm to stand the people of Israel at the bottom now. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very kindly. Good morning. Okay, let me see if I can throw in this one here from our man Stanton Waterspoon.
And the rest of the people were changing that bread for worse. But we are walking, we thought Joel were bad. We thought McGill and the rest of the people were changing that bread for worse. But we are walking into one of the darkest times in history. If you don't have the evidence, it doesn't fit, you must acquit. Leave Samuel Twa alone. You got the rest 20.5 million hanging over him. Go after him if you have proof. The man served as 6 years finance minister. Whatsoever you do to him today, they will prosecute Gaffran tomorrow. They will go after Gaffran tomorrow. They will prosecute Myers tomorrow, the deputy. They will prosecute LRA boss tomorrow. Look at all the nonsense about GST said they won't be transparent. They end up with money. They will prosecute them tomorrow. There will be no way. These guys walk free. They should be reminded. A lot of people respect Associates Kabak. The men and women that sit over there, they respect them. Don't do it because Waka said do it. Don't do it because the speakers and representatives telling you to do it. Do it because it's the law. You're going to denigrate the court. You give the man letter, you say he or the message deliver it. Then the people say we'll receive it. Then you come out and say, but the people don't receive it, so the people action were right. That's not that's not the law. It's a bad precedent. You will send letter all over in that country, people will say we'll receive it. And then they will come back in for you. Gee, we receive it. Will you say the action was right too? Let's remove politics out of the court. This is a complete witch hunt. I don't care what Fubi will say.
Okay, this is a complete witch hunt from a man who was loud using his platform to call Toer a criminal. He confesses in the face of the evidence that Toer is a free man. That they thought that Toer was a bad man. You're carrying the country badly. But we are experiencing the worst ever. The most dangerous ever. Speak now or forever hold your peace. 0776 104 06 500 104. Whether you like it or not, this is the reality. The verdicts are out. Go ahead. Morning.
And I called for town postpone hill. Wait up and a the phone. This case is a complete wish on because those guys labeled Samuel Tuer as criminal for 6 years and 3 years under the administration. 9 good years. They labeled Tuer as a criminal, yet they could not produce any evidence in court to convict this guy. So in my mind, this is the biggest political blow and the biggest political bloody news that Unity Party have ever received. So they want to rescind the decision and make it look like their perception against Tuer is indeed true. But we want to tell them that chicanery is dead upon the arrival. Liberia is a country of law, not country of men.
Okay, thank you very much. Country of law, not country of men. Good morning.
Good morning, Abu.
Good morning. Go ahead. Let's hear you. Speak now or forever hold your peace. Our country is going down.
So this is Mr. Really coming from just in school from your radio station, Prince.
Mm-hmm.
So Abu, it just remind me about the English office when men you play one game and they have to walk out of the field to go in the dressing room, to kind of dresses to go home, and then the VRO call by and say, oh, there was a bar. That's why it reminds me about school behavior. The same people in question, they were there. They all voted. Nobody thinks they did it. And the system is free. Some of them the call it back. What happened is that they stay the same thing. The law go in their favor. But just because Samuel Tuer was not in the base of the people that went there, I mean, the law went against. So the one is that. That is kind of the right thing to do. It's for people way home. For people way on.
Okay.
And the more, let us remember, the day are coming, they will not be in power all the time.
Okay, thank you very much. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, thank you. This is the brother of Lieutenant Thomas Sankara Kona, on the conversation of Father Street this morning.
Mm-hmm.
So, Abu, you have said a lot, and we don't need further Witherspoon to reaffirm what we have been saying over a period of time. That we know that dictatorship is the order of the day in Liberia. But what is more baffling is that government pays certain group of people to be drilled. You sat there for over months and saw a lot of illegal things going on. You never complained. You came out with your verdict of not guilty. Only because Samuel Tuer is not guilty, government go back to you and say, somebody will call you. I believe that these people should be sent to jail for lifetime imprisonment. They are the main reason why our justice system is not being respected today. So the justice minister should waste no time but send them to prison for lifetime imprisonment for lying. Because these people will destroy this country and believing that they want to do everything to sanctify this poor Western Jordan Iman Bwaka. Bwaka is a witchcraft. Because only witchcraft can think this way, that when the justice system come over a ruling, that they will be angry in this country. Why you want Samuel Tuer so happy? And they started this revolution in 2019 on June 7th. The Labour Party did for Samuel Tuer never became in 2026 that we've been saying. They said 12 was over the period of time, and Samuel Tuer will continue to shine. The more you hate this man, the more he will continue to shine. So we're waiting for 2029 to start prosecuting those criminals that are in this country on a daily basis. Thank you for the discussion this morning, Abba.
Thank you very kindly. Let me take the final call.
Hello?
Hello, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. My name is Isaac S. Momo. I join you from people. Yeah, this is the reason when the competitor president took over, just like Iman Bwaka said, there will be no business as usual. Abu, let me be good to you. Just because I'm a Kege runner, I have all my Kege at the back at GMW. I have the Tigo Horror. Just a few days, man, almost give me. Each time I get got a place, if they are messed up by me, in the car, they must keep breaking me at the hour. You know, scary. If I make my resist, my body, my close on the wall. And then the phone in the Kege, the rain away. You're not easy. That's why the phone, I want to think anything.
Where the person in question was in their car.
Yes, you know, in a black jeep because I was going already now because I
yeah, but you're supposed to take the license plate.
It was free. So you got to have it behind my Kege GMW. Yeah, then when the seagulls in my Kege over. So that now I'm playing my music loud. You know, because after they announced that I'm going to something. So now they look at that keep closer to me. They my big brave. Saturday, stay place in the team. I pull up my keke before I reach the Simago. The post on the wall. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very kindly. I don't know. I'm sorry about that experience, but folks, the country is headed very, very dangerously, and you're gonna see a lot of things. You see, when the president said the other day that a lot of strange things will happen, I'm beginning to agree that you see a lot of strange things, and you see a lot of pretense. You see people having double faces. You see them. They will be talking so on the other side. They're talking so on the other side. Maybe just to survive. Now, I don't know whether survival justifies it, but at the end of the day, self-preservation matters. So, for some, integrity doesn't go that far, but they're able to skim through the process and beware of the schemers. They're there. But again, one day, we shall overcome. This is how I like to bring the curtains down on this Wednesday morning presentation of the nation's premier breakfast conversation, the Freedom Money Rise on Freedom 87.9. My name is Abu Sharif. It's always a good thing to be here. Many thanks to all of you that call in, weigh in your thoughts. And to those of you that play the listening role, our respect to all of you, our friends in the diaspora. Until we see you tomorrow, do have yourself a wonderful time. Bye-bye.
When they welcome me, they say they were freedom fighters. When they welcome me, they say they were liberators.